Happy Sunday, Sooner Nation. Welcome to the Sooner Surge. Thank you to all that have been watching the content lately here on the channel. Check out the fan stop at thefanstop.com and sign up for the Shirt of the Month Club, officially licensed OU gear. You can get 10% off by using code SURGE on your first 3 months. Words can't even describe how abysmal the offense was in last night's game. A game where the defense balled out, continue to just get after it, continue to play with emotion. You saw the offense have no emotion and just be abysmal throughout the game until Hawkins came in and you saw a little bit of at least some passion, seemed like ability to move the ball. I get that it was late, but I think the biggest question for OU moving forward after the 25-15 home loss to Tennessee, Auburn on the horizon. I think the question through all Sooners fans' minds right now is what can change? Is Hawkins alone a cure for this disease on offense, or is this going to continue to be a major problem moving forward?
You know what? I think I think if you look at it, Hawkins, it took him a little bit when he got in there. And I think that's the fact that he hasn't played. And that's why the first 3 games, it would have been nice for him to get some playing time. Didn't. And you saw it took him a little bit to get going. Here's what I say when I look at the offense as a whole. There's not a whole lot on that offense that I think can get better at this point. That's just from what I've seen. I don't know who the playmakers are on this team outside of Deion Burks. Haven't seen many. I think Hawkins will make them better. I do. But how much better? I'm not sure how much they can get better in this scheme with the O-line, how bad the O-line's been. I mean, he'll make some plays he did last night, but I think a lot of that is done off what he does individually. I don't know as a group, if you have continually have missed blocks by Bauer Sharp, if you continually have the O-line not blocking up to their the way they need to be, if you have wide receivers out there that aren't getting separations on defensive backs. I mean, at one point, there's only so much a quarterback can do, and I think he's going to be a lot better than Arnold. Arnold can't play right now. You can't play him. You got to go with Hawkins. Hawkins will be a lot better. He will make them better. How much better remains to be seen. I'm not sure yet.
Yeah, I'll start off by saying I did not expect Michael Hawkins to go in there. I know in the Discord people talking about it. I was kind of before the third turnover, like I didn't think anything would change with Hawkins. Took, like Jay said, took some time. I mean, you look at those middle 2 quarters for Oklahoma.
Awful.
Second quarter, negative 20 yards of offense.
Awful.
Third quarter, Michael Hawkins in at quarterback, 16 yards of offense. So they're -4 for the second and third quarter combined. But he got it going in the fourth quarter, 98 total yards. Some points you almost felt, okay, are they going to do this? Are they going to somehow get their way back into this game? Michael Hawkins, just great plays that he was able to make. Jaquez Petaway, 47-yard or 46-yard reception, sorry. Second longest play of the year at the 47-yarder week 1 to Farouk and a 47-yard run from Jackson Arnold a week ago. And, yeah, I think Jaquez Petaway needs to play a lot more. I mean, look at what he did on that last drive. He finished with over 70 yards. Michael Hawkins on the day, 11 of 18, 132 and a touchdown. Should have had 2 touchdowns. Should have had 2 rushing touchdowns, but they overturned both of those surprisingly. But I mean, that play running into the end zone. I mean, to go into the air, putting his body on the line to try to get a touchdown there for Oklahoma. That's a big time play from going against the best defense I think Oklahoma's going to play all year right now. Tennessee's a top 3 defense in college football. And I mean, look at the talent that they have in that front 7. So for Hawkins to be able to do it is impressive. And again, like you guys said, I think this is the only chance that something could improve for this offense going forward. But back to that tight end room, I think it's time for changes to be made there as well. Play some of the younger guys, Cade McIntyre. See what Devon Mitchell has. I mean, you get 4 games, he can still redshirt. See what he can have. I mean, the Bauer Sharp experience right now is awful. can't block. I mean, wide open for a first down, drops the pass. I mean, it's just something has to change. It's starting to get to the point that if Oklahoma, say, does not leave Auburn with a W, you're going to have to start playing all the young guys and start looking forward to next season.
And I don't think you wait, because looking at the schedule, you have a bye week immediately after Auburn, and then you got Texas. You've got to start this week. I think the changes have to be made. Let them get some experience at Auburn. Give them a week. They have a week off to get better. But look, OU had 101 yards of offense in the first quarter, 98 in the fourth quarter. And I've got to – you mentioned the tight ends. Maybe the most frustrating thing, besides the absolute missed blocks where guys just are running by them, neither one has proven that they can even extend any kind of yak after they make a catch. It's bad. It's really like what Austin Stogner was. I think you got to go Cade McIntyre and Devon Mitchell, because I think maybe they can athletically do some better things. But listen, some things that I want to point about Hawkins that I like that no one's going to even talk about. 2-point conversion that obviously they didn't get. He could have. Most young guys are just going to throw that into the defensive end's hands. He puts touch on it. He recognized the guy was there. He put touch on it. That's a great play. Another play, he started scrambling outside the pocket. He pointed at Brennan Thompson and told him to go to the corner. Brennan Thompson just came across the middle. Brennan Thompson did not go to the corner. For a young guy to do that on the scrambling, I thought that was really good. And then he knew when to just take off and go. 3 things that I would like to point out that I was impressed with. Again, is he the one cure fix? No, there's a lot of changes. I think you got to get with some nasty on the offensive line. You got to play some young guys now. You cannot wait. And I think Seth Luttrell, as bad as I thought it was, at least with Hawkins, can maybe schematically, package-wise, do something that maybe they can find some kind of a run attack to the outside. I don't know.
I agree with what you said on Hawkins. And Hawkins has that, I don't know if it's an it factor. He's got something in him that you can tell when he plays ball. The effort he was putting in, the heart, all of it, pointing guys out. You're right, Jeremy. He's got it. He looked way more confident than Arnold's looked in 4 games. So, but you know what? I'm going to go back to something Hunter said and kind of you said, touch base a little bit on it. The fact y'all are mentioning playing other guys at tight end, play all the young guys. Guys, we're in game 4. They haven't done it. They're not going to do it. Listen, real quick. This offensive staff, they went and got these guys out of the portal, Hunter and Jeremy. They went and got Bauer Sharp. They went and got Jake Roberts. They went and got Brennan Thompson a year and a half, 2 years ago. They went and got, I mean, you can keep going down the list. Offensive linemen, they went and got Michael Tarkin. They went and got Spencer Brown. They went and got Garrett Hatchett. They went and got Fabechi Nueu. They went and got Branson Hickman. How many have made a difference right now? Deion Burks.
I mean,
he
was the one
so what I'm saying is you can say bring and play the young guys all you want. They went and got these guys. And so that falls on the staff. And there's only so much. I know schematically with Michael Hawkins, you can get things better. But right now, what I've seen on the offensive side, as far as preparedness for games, the first snap of the game was a bad snap, way off to Jackson Arnold. First play of the game. Like, that's not the first time that's happened this year that the first play of the game has went for negative yards. Okay. They seem unprepared offensively, whereas on defense, they seem prepared to no end. Something's got to change offensively, not just with the quarterback, staff-wise. You got to figure some things out that why is it not working on game day? I don't know, figure something out there.
Jay, you mentioned all the portal, I guess. As of right now, September 22nd, looks like a bunch of misses in the portal for Oklahoma. You can't just keep going with it. You got to change it up. I mean, seriously.
They won't.
Maybe they won't, but if they don't, Oklahoma might not win an SEC game, or they might only win 1 or 2 more, and they're finishing 500 or below. I mean, you cannot. Again, Tennessee, great team that Oklahoma just played, now ranked number 5 in the new AP poll, very deserving for Heupel and co. in Tennessee. But I mean, they play the way that they did offensively for the first 3 quarters. You're not winning SEC games. You're not. I mean, even the winnable games. You're going to Auburn next week. That's Jordan O'Hare. tough place to play. I mean, South Carolina even, look at their defensive line that they're going to bring into Norman. The offensive line for Oklahoma still isn't working. I mean, they have to, at some point, you almost have to start looking ahead for next year, or it's just not going to fix itself. It's not.
It's not, but to Jay's point about it's not going to happen, I'll tell you one reason it'll happen. Brent Venables is going to force it to happen, Jay. That's my opinion. You listen to the post-game presser, he's done. He's done watching the same thing over and over again. He's the head ball coach at the University of Oklahoma. He can force their hand, Jay.
Okay. So you're telling me Auburn, you're going to see Cade McIntyre starting along with Devon Mitchell.
I think Cade McIntyre is going to play a lot more. Yes.
It's Jay, I'm with you on that. It's not going to happen.
Offensive line, what are they going to do? Work changes. You going to see EPL or Brooks out there? No.
Probably
I think
not.
You could see Everett.
Logan Howland, no.
One more loss, though. And you're really forcing the hand, because one more loss of a game that you really should win. I mean, Auburn is a game Oklahoma should win. I guess, is it that must win? Is that the term for it? I mean, it's a game you got to win. It's
a must win.
Yes, it is. I mean, you're losing to Auburn, then you're going into the bye week on 2 straight losses, and then playing number 1 Texas at that point, a week from, or 2 weeks away in Dallas. I mean, you got to be able to figure it out against Auburn.
Hey, if this offensive staff had a pin on what was going on with this offense by now, you would have seen Michael Hawkins in the first 3 games playing. So they don't have a clue what's going. They don't have a clue, Hunter.
It's wild, because the flip side, I mean, the defense is playing out of their mind. I mean, a number 2 offense in the country,
dead last in offense in the Power 4.
Yeah,
Jason and Hunter.
Yeah,
to me, where the change has to be made the most, you've already changed the quarterback. There has to. It's all brand new this week. You've got to look at the offensive line. Listen to me, 36 rushing yards.
Well, I think they made a mistake.
Rushing yards. They averaged 1.1 yard a carry.
I think they
and that's what BB was talking about when he said, "I'm sick of watching the same thing on tape."
Hey, I think they made
these guys.
I think they made a mistake the other night, last night, when they threw Hickman out there again. He has not been playing in 3 weeks. Bates at least had playing time. I just think there's too much moving around. Guys that haven't played, we're going to throw him back in there this game. No, maybe if Bates would have played the first 3 games as center, if Ozida would have played the first 3 games at left guard, they would have been in a lot better off right now.
Well, last night they showed it on the broadcast. 12 different offensive lines that Oklahoma rolled out. Last night they stuck with the one group.
Can't blame the players for that. Can't blame the players for that.
It's the personnel decisions continue to be head scratching. The lack of preparedness. I mean, Jay, you talk about it. First drive of the game. That's your first drive of the first half and your first drive of the second half are the 2 drives that can be absolutely scripted from top to bottom of what you're going to do. And they don't have any idea what they're doing. Like, it's baffling.
Hey, and real quick, last thing I'll say, as an offensive unit, it's got to get better if they're going to win games, but it's got to get better if you want to get some offensive recruits to come play for that offense. You got to show something better. You just saw Caleb Cunningham, 5-star receiver that went to Auburn to visit, and not happy with what he saw in Auburn. Right now, OU and Auburn, pretty similar offenses. Struggling at quarterback, trying to figure it out. They're both very similar, and Hugh Freeze is a great offensive mind. They can't figure it out. You got to get some improvements going offensively.
Yeah. As we've been talking about, there's a lot of things that need to happen. Whether or not they will, when they do, what the result will be, we'll find out this Saturday as OU takes on Auburn. Kick time has been announced for 2:40. OU versus Auburn, Jordan-Hare Stadium. OU's first road SEC game. It looks like Michael Hawkins is going to be the quarterback, or should be at least. I don't expect anything to change there, and we'll see what happens. We'll be here all week to discuss it, talk about this great defense of old that is back in Norman, Oklahoma, hitting, making tackles, making elite plays. That'll be fun to talk about. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. We'll see you next time.